All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Larry Beecham, Larry the Champion Builder, for those that do not know. And I'm excited about this training tonight because I'm literally going to teach you something that I live my everyday life. This is not knowledge, just knowledge anyway. This is not a theory. This is not something I decided I just wanted to throw at you guys. I have a strategist that I hired, and he reminded me that I live this, and he's right. I live this. I live this. I started living this out of necessity, and then it morphed into really the foundation of my money and how my household flows. So tonight, I want to talk about your knowledge into money. I want you to think about how you can turn what you know, and I'm talking about your walk around knowledge, stuff you've been carrying around for probably the last however umpteen number of years. Tonight's the night that you now will be able to cash in on that. And I know so many people struggling financially, it's not even funny. I don't know what your situation is on this call tonight, and it doesn't matter if you're struggling or not. The truth is, you have way more value in you than you give yourself credit for. My goal is to pull it out of you tonight. Now, let me just say up front, I'm not going to make an offer on the end of this presentation. All right, so there's nobody's going to pull out their credit card at the end of this presentation. So for those of you holding your breath and looking to jump off when you think it's going to come to that point, I'm giving you my word. I am not making an offer. Not one penny will I ask of you tonight. I will ask you, however, to follow up with me should you feel the need. It's just that simple. Is that all right with everybody? Shout me out. Is that all right? I know webinars are kind of like, oh my God, what are they selling? If that's all right with you guys, shout me out. Let me know that's all good. All right. It's all good because I'm here to deliver some value and I want you to walk away better than you were before. I know it's counterintuitive for marketers like me to do this, but I don't care about that. Those that want to work with me will work with me if you're not already, and those that don't won't. But either way, you'll walk away knowing how you can print some money and make 10 grand by Christmas. So let's jump into this. So by a show of chat hands, who's excited about learning how to take your walk around knowledge and turn it into $10,000 by Christmas? Who's excited about that? I know I'm excited about it. I want to tell you a Christmas story where all of this led to one time. I think you guys will be cracking up laughing at what I did, but I want to show you the power of your walk around knowledge, okay? So I'm going to tell you that story in a moment, all right? So if I forget, remind me to tell you the cash Christmas story that basically birthed this idea tonight. So who is this for? All right. So this is for anybody who has walk around knowledge that they know for a fact has value, and they want to package it and sell it in the marketplace without the struggle of trying to figure out how to do it on your own. And 100% of those listening to me right now have this. There isn't anybody on here that can't tell me that you don't have walk around knowledge that's valuable, that somebody will pay for. And I'm going to do my damnedest to prove it to you tonight. And you walk away, and I hope that you have a freaking sleepless night. I hope you toss and turn. I hope your spouse kicks you out onto the couch. I hope you got to sleep in the garage because you're so pumped up about what you're going to learn tonight. Because as I said, I live this. I live this every day of my life. So over the next few minutes, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to teach you how to determine what's in your head that actually has real world market value, that people would be happy to purchase from you. And some of you are going to be shocked to know that you have upwards of a couple $1,000s worth of value per person all stored up in your brain right now. I'm going to show you how to take that knowledge, what I like to call your brain brilliance, and package it for sale with minimum stress, headaches, and mistakes. I'm going to show you how to leverage a simple non-technical process, okay, for all you non-technical folk, so you can start making money immediately and maybe even tomorrow. I know the goal is 10,000 by Christmas, but shoot, some of y'all coming up on rent, right? Can I just keep it real? Some of you are coming up on rent. Some of you are coming up on car payments, utility payments. You got college. I don't know what you got going on. I mean, you know better than I do, right? So it's all about you tonight. I'm also going to talk about my tried and true formula for overcoming your personal doubts about whether someone will buy your knowledge from you. I had them. You probably got them. No problem. Let's work it out. I'm going to also talk about why you don't have to be a guru. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be a celebrity. You don't have to be a well-known authority to make money with your knowledge. And I'm going to give you the key to getting around that anyway. How many of y'all excited about that? And I'm going to do all of this, and I'm going to teach you how to do all this even if you've never been paid for what you know before. If you come to this training and nobody's ever actually stroked a check to you for what you know, well, that comes to an end tonight. Okay, so my promise to you is this: a step-by-step strategy to identify exactly what's in your head that can be turned into bread. You like how I rhymed that right there? And in the next 30 days or less, maybe tomorrow, but definitely by Christmas, okay, if you do the work, all right? There is no lazy way to get here. You're going to have to do the work, but at least I'm going to lay out the blueprint for you, okay? So now if you stay to the end, I want to give everyone a copy of the Print Money Formula Master Blueprint, all right? If nothing else, you can have that and you can move forward, because I'm going to basically walk you through it, but I have a document that kind of is a blueprint, literally. So if you all could do me a favor, and this will prepare me for those that stay to the end, because I can see and tell, go ahead and text right now blueprint to the number you see on the screen. Text blueprint to 813-815-1909. Go ahead and do that right now. And also include your name. Say like Blueprint Larry or Blueprint Fred or Blueprint Tina. All right. And that way I'll do that. So go ahead and do that now. And let's see here. While you're doing that, if you can let me know, what is the number one reason why you came to tonight's webinar? I know I led with the Christmas thing, which I'm going to absolutely do that. But the truth is, it's something deeper than that. So in the chat, give me the number one reason why this resonated with you, why this whole entire training resonated with you, those that are live. Thank you, Valencia. I just got your text message. All right. Why does this resonate with you all? Okay, got another one. Let's see here. I'm seeing people come in here. Okay, Blueprint, got you, got you. Tab, got you, brother. Stephanie, got you. Some of y'all can't follow instructions because y'all not including your name. It's all good though. James, I got you, my friend. Nathan, got you. All right, Terrence, I think I mentioned you before. Cool, keep texting in. Keep texting in. So that way, LaRon, got you, buddy. Got you. All right, D, got you. All right, so let's talk about the number one reason why you all here, and then we're gonna jump into this. Okay, somebody says, I know I have money knowledge in my head. Is that Tabitha? Tabitha says, I'm always looking for ways to earn from home because I am a stay-at-home mom. Good. Someone says, people always ask me why I don't charge for what I know. Woo! Oh my God, I'm gonna step on your toes in a loving way tonight. LaRon says, using my own knowledge to create my own product. Excellent. Sue, I got your text. Keandra, I got your text. Congratulations on all of you who are texting me, because when you stay to the end, I got you. All right, let's jump into this thing. So let's dive on into this thing. So does this sound like you? Do you give away so much good information to people that you find yourself saying, shoot, I should be getting paid for this? How many of y'all can relate to that one? Does this sound like you? Are you the quote unquote expert that everybody seems to call when it comes to getting answers on a certain subject? I can tell you right now, my wife's phone rings about kids all the time, because just because we got 6 kids, everybody thinks that we're the VIP, not the VIP. What do you call it? We're the resident experts on on children. And my wife is constantly coaching, mentoring, helping moms, etc. Willie, got your text message. Thank you, brother. All right. So does this sound like you? Have you doubted yourself? And somebody just said this by saying to yourself, I'm not a fill in the blank. I'm not a guru. I'm not an expert. Who's going to listen to me? Or why would someone pay me for something that they can find anywhere? Ooh, that's such a lie. Tanya, got your text message. Thank you so much. I see more coming in. Make sure you add your name to the text if you didn't, so I can know who I'm talking to, all right? Does this sound like you? Are you afraid of moving forward because you don't have a degree, a pedigree, a designation, a certification, an accreditation in a certain area? Is that holding you back? Do you feel the need to just give away your knowledge because you're afraid to charge, afraid you won't charge enough, or fear being judged for asking to be paid? Some of my ministry, pastor, people, this will bite you right here. A lot of you had this problem, but you shouldn't have it. Do you see the wonderful possibilities of making a life-changing income by helping people with what you know, but you just don't know where to start? Do you wake up every day with the nagging feeling that there's more to life than how you're currently living? Shirley J, got your text. but the fear of failure robs you of the power to pursue your dreams. Can anybody relate to any of these? I know for a fact I can relate to several of these if I can keep it real. Okay. Tanya says, yes, pricing is a hurdle for sure. Tanya says fear is an issue. She can relate to that stuff. Good stuff. All right. Thank you for the interaction. But the real problem, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, is that you just don't know the 5 secrets. You just don't know the stuff I'm going to cover tonight. And once you know these things, you'll be able to cash in on your brain brilliance easily, quickly, and consistently. You will plug the holes in your money. When I think about plugging holes, it's like a piece of Swiss cheese. You know how Swiss cheese has holes in it? Well, that's kind of how your money is, isn't it? So you're going to be able to plug those Swiss cheese holes in your money and avoid the pain associated with not having enough once and for all. You will feel the power and freedom that comes with knowing that you have total control of your money. As a matter of fact, you can make money on demand. You wake up excited that your knowledge, not just your work effort, your knowledge is helping to make someone's life better and business easier. And you'll be able to revive your dreams if they've gone dormant or dead, because now you'll have the money to make them happen. And you'll join an elite group of others who have created an income source that sustains them from now on into the future. So let me tell my story right here, where you guys look at who I am in case you don't know. I want to tell you my Christmas story. When we first moved to Florida in 2010, that coming Christmas of 2010, my wife came to me and she wanted to have a cash Christmas. Okay. And I was like, cool, because this is at the very height of my internet notoriety and success. All right. 2010 is when it was a breakout year for me. So my wife said, I want to have a cash Christmas. All right. And I'm like, cool, what's it going to take? And she told me. And I said, no problem. I'll have it for you in a few days. And I got out a piece of paper and I wrote at the top of that piece of paper, as it relates to a cash Christmas. I think my wife wanted me to get $2,000. It wasn't a lot for 8 people. That's not a lot, right? Me and her and the 6 kids. So I said, as it relates to getting this $2,000 for Christmas, I know exactly what I'm going to do. And that is, and then I paused. And then I started to get fragmented ideas, and I started to write down every little thing, every little word, every little sentence that came to mind. I didn't judge anything. And you're going to be like, how did you come up with this? And what came to mind when I just let my mind roll is the following words: guaranteed winner raffle. Some of you have heard the story before. Guaranteed winner raffle, right? So I'm like, okay, so that's a contradiction. First of all, guaranteed winner and raffle do not go together. But because I understand how to print money with my brain, I let my brain keep rolling. And what ended up happening is I formulated this idea that combined both a raffle in a traditional sense, as well as a side of it that everybody that participated in the raffle was guaranteed some value. And what I did was I contacted my mentor, Cedric Harris, who at the time had a digital product that he was selling on his website. I think it was for $97. And I hit him up, and I didn't even know the term, what am I looking for? What's that word? License. I didn't even know the word license at the time, but I just knew in my heart that what I wanted to say to him would make sense. And I said, will you let me give away your product in exchange for a flat rate for the opportunity, which is called licensing? So we worked it out. I think it was a few $100s that he wanted me to do. So here's how I positioned this. I said to my audience that for Christmas, I want to give each of you an opportunity to win $100 cash. And here's what I did. I said, if you enter this raffle to win $100 cash with a $20 raffle ticket, I'm going to give you a copy of Cedric's training course. And everybody that was listening to me knew him, because we're all in the same niche, and they knew this course was valuable, and they could go to his site and see it was $100. So for $20, you get a $100 product, and you get a chance to win 100 cash. And if you are the winner, I give you back your $20. I raised over $2,000 doing that. All right. And the reason I'm telling you this story, ladies and gentlemen, is because, as crazy as it sounds, all of you have the same exact potential. You may not do nothing crazy like that. And obviously, I'm not here for radical stuff. I wanted to give you something radical to prove to you that all it really takes is a desire to let the flow of brilliance that's inside of you, and the combination of connecting to God and just having faith that there's a way for you to print money. You can print $100, $200, $300, $500, $1,000. My record in one sitting was $17,000. That's my current record. And that happened at an event. Don't have time to get into it. But long story short, I've been doing this for a long, long time. I've done it in one-off settings, and I've created whole entire business models around what I'm teaching you. All right. So hopefully that story inspires you, or at least makes you go, what in the heck? That's crazy. How many of y'all think that's crazy? Type in crazy if you think what I just said was crazy. Johnny said, not crazy, not radical, faith-filled. You're absolutely right. Okay. I love it. Some of y'all like that. Was that story inspiring? I hope it was. Yeah. Terrence said crazy for sure. All right, let's keep moving. So let's get into discovering the 5 secrets. Now, the 5 key secrets that these are the 5 key secrets that you must learn to convert knowledge in your brain into immediate and sustainable cash. In other words, immediate cash that you're going to need tomorrow, literally tomorrow, and then some stuff that can actually be more recurring along the way, so you can experience prosperity. Okay, and I'm going to guide you through all 5 of them. All right. So here's secret number 1. Here's where you want to pay attention. Lean in, please. Put the dog away, put the kids away, turn off the TV shows. It's time to get serious. So here's secret number 1. What or why is for free, but how has to have a fee. Let that sink in for a minute. What and why is for free. You're going to be like, what do you mean, Larry? I'm going to explain it. But how has to have a fee. Have you ever had anybody hit you up, text you, call you, whatever? Hey, Larry, hey, Tina, hey, Joe, hey, Fred, hey, whoever. Can I pick your brain? Now, why are they asking to pick your brain? Let's just take a moment and think about it. Why do they want to pick your brain? The reason why they want to pick your brain is because they know there's something in your brain that they want to give. But here's the real truth, though. Here's what it means. And some of you have fallen victim to this over and over and over and over again. All right. Here's what picking your brain means. You know something that they don't, right? That makes common sense, but it gets deeper. They trust you to help them or show them, and they want you to be their personal freaking Google. And here's the real hurter. Here's the real painful part. Since I know you, Keandra, since I know you, Terrence, I expect it for free. Now, they may not say that with their mouth, but how many family and friends and coworkers or whatever, people in your circle, how many of them treat you like that? You know how I know they treat you like that? Because this week you got 10 calls about that from 10 different people, didn't you? And some of them were repeat performance calls. They had to come back for a little more. But they're willing to pay other people for the same thing. What a effing insult. I almost said a curse word there. I try not to curse on these things, but that's an insult. And I hope you see it as an insult. So let me just hit home where it needs to hit. You paid a price, ladies and gentlemen, did you not? For the knowledge that they're picking your brain for, you paid something. You paid a price of time. You paid a price of money. You paid a price of experience. You paid a price of focusing on getting trained or studying. And by golly, you paid a price for failure to get to that success. So my question to you all, and I hope that this ends at this webinar, if you had to pay a price, why shouldn't they have to pay too? Exactly. They should have to pay. Hey, write this down. It's okay to ask them to pay. And if they don't want to pay, it's okay if they walk away. Let me say that again. It's okay to ask them to pay. And if they don't want to pay, it's okay if they walk away. And you got to be okay with that, ladies and gentlemen. You got to let that sink into your spirit. Keandra says, I literally received an inbox today that said, I want to pick your brain. Let's do lunch. Nope. Okay, here's how you're going to pick so I'm going to teach you how to get your brain picked at lunch from now on. And I guarantee you your lunch appointments will go down. Okay, so let's use an example. Let's say somebody hits me up, and let's assume I have the knowledge of how to build a house from the ground up. This is just a random, and I don't. I just came up with the thought. Hey, Larry, man, I heard you know how to build a house. Can I pick your brain? Absolutely. You can pick my brain. Let's do it, right? So they say, I want to build a house. And I'm going to say, what you need to do is hire a contractor so they can dig a big old hole in the ground. Why you need to do this is so that they can lay a foundation for the house to be properly supported. Okay? And as soon as they say, well, how do I do that? They're going to hear a cash register go off on my phone, because now it's time to talk money. You know why? Because as I said in the opening, the what and the why, go ahead and give that away. But the how, That's where you make your money. My mechanic can come over here and talk. I have a personal mechanic, and he comes over here, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm having issues with my car. He said, well, here's what the problem is. Here's what the problem is, okay? And here's why you're having that problem. And I'm like, well, how you fix it? He's like, well, I got to climb up under there, and I got to do this and that and the other to cost you X amount of money. Yeah, he not handing me no wrench. He ain't handing me no wrench. He's not handing me no screwdrivers. He's not giving me no instructions. He's letting me know as soon as you ask me how, you better be getting out some cash. Okay? So if you're going to get your brain picked, go in there prepared and go ahead and have that money conversation. And let me say it again. It's okay to ask them to pay. If they don't want to pay, it's okay if they walk away. Be okay with that. And I know I've hit some of your self-esteem because some of you feel like you owe it to people. You have that imposter syndrome. And today is the day you get rid of that. This is my buddy Carly Hahn. And when I started teaching this to Carly, Carly was one of those people that was a technical guru, and she was always building something for people, fixing stuff for people. And when I started teaching this before, and Carly got on board, she sent me a screenshot of her PayPal when she said, enough is enough. I'm not doing this brain picking crap no more. And in what is that? I can't even really see it now, but in less than 30 days, she had earned almost $1,700. And off to the far right there, sorry, it's kind of small. Let me see if I can blow this up. No, can't. But I can see she had price points, 3 digits, several times. But long story short, she decided to start cashing in on those pick your brain moments. And boom, she started making money. Okay. So that's secret number 1. How many of you from this point on will please stop letting people pick your brain and creating a win-lose situation? They win, you lose. Your bank account got no larger after you gave them knowledge that they needed. How many of you are going to stop doing that as of this webinar? Do me a favor, shout me out. How many of you are going to make a decision to stop doing that? Okay, somebody on the iPad said absolutely. Pablo said me. Good, absolutely. I hope Keandra is. Oh yeah, she raised her hand. Cool. Iris said me. Absolutely. And I know you, Iris. I know you brilliant. You better cut it out. Barb, good. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Let's keep going though. Secret number 2. Know your money zone. Ooh, I love this. Know your money zone. Okay. I want to tell you guys another quick story. Okay. But before I do that, I want to address something. Some of you suffer from a debilitating disease that Myron Golden calls it's just me-itis. It's just me-itis. That's you're suffering from that. And here's what that means. Man, my mom taught me how to do this. I've been knowing this since I was a kid. It's just me, it's just me doing what I do. Nobody's gonna pay me for that. So you think that your walk around knowledge is like a Chuck E. Cheese token, like it's no value. And that is a debilitating disease. And it's time to put a stop to that. Real talk. It really is time to put a stop to that. And I want to talk about, I'm going to give you an example of what the money zone is, all right? So I want you all to take a moment and type into the chat, off the top of your head, if somebody wanted to pull out $100 and give it to you in exchange for a 10-minute explanation of one thing that you could explain with confidence, what would that one thing be? Type that into the chat for me. Again, if somebody wanted to give you $100 for a 10-minute explanation of something you know well that you can just share in confidence in just 10 minutes. Like you don't have to prepare, you don't have to do no PowerPoint, just standing there toe to toe, knee to knee, belly to belly. You could talk about it effectively for 10 minutes and they would give you $100. What would that thing be? I want to know what you got. Okay. LaRon says cell phones. Stephanie says Facebook ads. Willie says solo ads. Somebody on the iPad says, is that record expungements? Okay. That must be like, criminal records are probably. D says stocks. All right, we got way more people than that. Talk to me. Who else is out there? What else you got? We got Terrence saying prison transition. Sue says CBD and uses. Excellent. Okay, so everybody has something, right? So I want you to now take all of you that are listening, that typed it in, and those who are just listening, I want you to replace the word value, because what you're looking at is a mountain. I call it Mount Value. And what I mean is I want you to replace the word value with your 10-minute expertise in this example. So Mount CBD, Mount prison transition, etc. So everything that could be possibly known on the mountain of that subject is the point. So we're talking about the entire knowledge base across the planet on the subject that you happen to know enough for someone to give you $100 for 10 minutes explanation. You follow me so far? Okay. So now that being said, there are people that we would call gurus that sit at the top of that knowledge mountain. These could be best-selling authors. These could be celebrities, nationally known authorities, et cetera, and so forth. Everybody could probably think of someone in a niche that we're in that's that quote unquote guru, right? The person that can come and get a $50,000 speaking gig for an hour of their time because they know so much or because they're perceived to know so much about the subject. At the bottom of that mountain are the people that know absolutely nothing, okay? But they want to climb up. They want to start climbing up that mountain of CBD knowledge, or they need to climb up that mountain. You got people leaving prison for those that typed in incarceration transition. You got people leaving prison that don't know what in the world to do for the next month, 2 months, 3 months, a year. They're struggling. All the stuff that you guys talked about. You follow me? Now, here comes the point, okay? Here's you. Now, at one point in time, you were at the base of that same mountain. You didn't know anything. But through, guess what? Time and money and experience and training and study and failure. Remember that price we was talking about earlier? You paid the price. And here you are. You have climbed up to a certain quote unquote elevation of the mountain of value on that particular subject. Now, as you can see, you're not a guru. You're not at the top, but you're certainly not at the bottom. So you are high enough on the mountain to at least get somebody to that elevation. That makes you credible. I've never made $1 million on the internet, but I've made 6 figures. So I've climbed up the mountain of internet marketing income to that level. And I know with confidence I can teach anybody how to do that. And I am not an imposter. I have 6 children. Okay. I've got 3 adult children, and I got all kind of knowledge on how to raise kids. Okay, I got them from 7 all the way up to 22 years old. I've been married for 23 years as of November 1st, and I can absolutely help a couple not only survive in their marriage, but thrive. And I am not a guru. You won't find me on any covers, any magazines about marriage, but my wife and I have sat down over and over again teaching couples how to survive and thrive in their marriage. Do I need to go on? Do you guys see where I'm going? That's walk around knowledge. So you have it, but here's the point. At whatever level that you have climbed to on that mountain of knowledge and below, ladies and gentlemen, is your money zone. Do you get it? That's your money zone. Who's feeling that? Who understands what I'm saying? Oops, hit my thing too fast. Sorry, let me get back. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why you don't need to be you don't need to have a degree or petty. You're not curing cancer. You're not giving legal advice. At least you shouldn't. Is this resonating with you guys? Talk to me. Okay? Talk to me. Is this resonating? If it's not, you just need to get off the webinar. Real talk. I'm obviously not delivering any value. Okay? Perfect. So this is where another 6-figure income is for you. It's either your first or your next. Real talk. This is your first 6-figure or your next 6-figure. Too many of us have joined in home-based businesses hoping to find something that has already been stored on the inside of us. We're so quick to swipe our credit card for somebody else's knowledge and wisdom and ideas. But damn, we won't even invest in ourselves? For real? Some of you have thousands of dollars of somebody else's print money formula in your car, in your podcast, in your bookshelf. I mean, am I telling the truth? Thousands of dollars of somebody else's print money knowledge. They're walking around, their mountain of value, their money zone knowledge. But nobody's got yours? That's a travesty. It's a freaking shame. Your kids are suffering because of that. Your grandkids are suffering because of that. Your spouse that sleeps next to you is suffering because of that. I'm suffering because of that. Because you just have not positioned yourself by whatever reason to print money based on that money zone. Yep, I know I'm shaking some trees. So let's keep going, okay? The truth is, you are already somebody's expert. On September 16th of 2009, I got on a webinar for an organization, and 6 months prior, I didn't know anything about internet marketing. And on that webinar, I was invited to teach on my LinkedIn marketing strategy, because at the time, I was on their leaderboard popping up in every category you can imagine. And the owner of the system saw that and reached out to me on Skype and invited me to come to their Wednesday night training. September 16th of 2009, I drove across town to my buddy's real estate office to do this webinar, scared to death. But 2 days prior to that, ladies and gentlemen, I sat still in the basement of my house in Columbus, Ohio, and I wrote out a 60-page blueprint of what I call the LinkedIn lead generation blueprint. Stuff I had been doing for 6 months and had perfected the process, been thrown out of groups, banned from this and that, just trying to figure it out. And I finally figured it out. I got up to the point where I was generating 40, 50, 60 leads a day. I started getting signups in this program. And when the owner asked me how I was doing it, and I said LinkedIn, he said, man, we got nobody in our system doing that. You got to come to the webinar. So I showed up to this webinar on September 16th of 2009 at 9 o'clock at night. And I did a 45-minute basic training on my LinkedIn strategy. And at the quarter of the hour point, I made an offer for people to buy my blueprint, my little booklet, for $37. At the stroke of 10 o'clock and until midnight, 420 some people purchased that book at $37 a download. And not one of them asked me, "Hey, Larry, I need to, before I buy this, can I see your pedigree, your designation, your certification? Are you LinkedIn certified?" They didn't ask me that. What they knew for a fact was that I had results, and everybody listening to me has results somewhere. How could I, a broke cable guy 6 months prior, get on a webinar 6 months later after getting on a website I had never heard of before up to that point, and in 6 months figure out a way to make it work for me, and then turn around and have 400 people buy it from me? Is because I'm already somebody's expert. And that was proven to me at that night. And that was the first night. That had nothing to do with all the other sales that came after that. Okay, I'm hitting that pretty hard. Here's my boy Jacques, and he's talking about, taking his knowledge and printing money. And he gave me a screenshot of I don't know if this is a day, a week, or month. It doesn't really matter. But $5,300 was earned because he was able to see what I just talked about very, very clearly. So let's move on. I got to pick up the pace. I apologize. I get excited about this stuff. Secret number 3. You got to use a proven process. You got to use a proven process. There's no way for you to be able to figure out how to capitalize on your walk around knowledge by just guessing. Because if that were true, you'd be making money on your walk around knowledge right now. I came up with this thing I call the print money formula. And it's a simple to follow, non-technical, step-by-step process for identifying your most profitable walk around knowledge and to profit with ease. So I have put together and sort of perfected a way to get this done. Okay. So let me walk you through the stages of the print money formula, the literal print money formula. Stage number 1 is what I like to call the money zone checklist. Okay. Let me put all these up for you. Then number 2 is the selection process. Number 3, target market. Number 4, deliver value. Number 5, present your offer. And number 6 is print money. By the way, I forgot. If any of you want copies of this presentation, I'm happy to give it to you. But let's go back to the beginning. The money zone checklist. What do you know? What do you know? You remember the movie The Matrix? And Neo, some of you have seen the movie, and he got uploaded with the ability to do Kung Fu. Like they just uploaded it to his brain, right? And he sat up and said, I know Kung Fu. And I'm saying to all of you tonight, what do you know? You say, I know CBD. I know prison transition. I know. And I'm telling you, the step 1 is to do what I did. I cataloged it, and I didn't judge it. I just wrote it down. I didn't ask myself if I can make money. I asked myself, what do I know? And some of you could have 3 pages of what you know, but that's the start. Then the next part is, what will you pick? You got to pick something that is going to be the thing that stands out. And some of you, the easiest way to really see it is, as I said earlier, who's already tapping your phone for it? Who's already trying to pick your brain for it? That's probably the thing. Then number 3, who can benefit from it? Who is the target? Okay. And how will you share that value? How will you start to deliver value to now attract a larger group of the same type of person? If one person can benefit, 10 people can benefit. If 10 people can benefit, 100 people can benefit. If 100 people can benefit, 1,000 people can benefit. Does that make sense? If one person has a problem, there's a lot more they represent. They're from a crowd of people that have that same problem. Some of you have survived domestic violence, and you know exactly how to get healing. And that's your walk around knowledge. How many people are walking around suffering from that? You got the answer. And the reason why you have the answer for them is because there's this thing called resonating. Everybody listening to me, yes, there is somebody else doing what you're doing or wanting to do, but it doesn't really matter. Because if you're thinking in terms of prosperity, some people are going to resonate with you that don't resonate with someone else. This is why Robert Kiyosaki, Suze Orman, and Dave Ramsey are all best-selling authors in the financial niche, talking about the exact same stuff in their own way, because they all resonate differently. So each one of them are multimillionaires on the same topic. Are you looking to be a multimillionaire? Maybe. Or maybe just looking to make an extra $10,000 by Christmas. Right? Point I'm trying to make is don't worry about that. God has already prepared some people for you. There's an equitable exchange of value between you and a group of people starting tomorrow. And I'm going to show you how to get there. So next up is present your offer. What problem do you need to solve? Okay? You have to have that bold and unapologetic positioning that I got the solution. As Delatoro McNeil would say, you are the aspirin to somebody's headache. But I add to that, aspirin ain't free. And too many of you have been curing headaches. You've been curing somebody's technical headache. You've been curing their emotional headache. You've been curing their professional headache, whatever. You've been curing their headache, handing out aspirin and not getting paid for it. And some of you have been handing out raw cures. Like aspirin is one thing, right? A headache is one thing, but brain cancer, that's a completely different treatment plan. But some of you have been actually doing that for people. You've been giving them brain cancer treatment level value and not getting paid for it. So basically, once you go through these 5 stages, the final stage is just simply to print money. Now, I want you to take a look at this, okay? I like to break this down into levels, and you see these numbers out here in the internet marketing world for those of you that are in this space. And so I broke it down into 3 possible levels of where you could focus on printing money from. And all of these are valuable, and every last one of you can start at any level you want. But my point is, I want you to think about if you had 10 people this month spend $27 with you on some of your knowledge, and this could be a 15-minute phone call. How many of you have done a 15-minute phone call and at the end of the night, they say to you, that's all I need. That's exactly what I needed. 15 minutes in, they're good, right? And you could have gotten $30 for that. Well, there's people around you that if they did that, that would be $120 an hour. Am I right? Is that math right? 15 minutes at $30. So if you did 4 for 15 minutes at $30, that's $120 an hour. Some of you, okay, let me get to the point. I believe for a fact that everybody listening to me has a $1,000 idea. You have $1,000 worth of solution for somebody, and I'm going to help you find it. And that's most likely going to be the one that we use to get you to 10,000 by Christmas. And the reason I say that is because $20 to 10,000 is hard. I mean, it's difficult in that window of time because you need so many people. But I'm pretty sure with my guidance and help and your cooperation and hard work, we can find 10 people that will swipe you or swipe their credit card or wire you money in exchange for your value. But you just got to get out of your own way and you got to let me help you. Okay, you got to let me help you overcome your limiting beliefs, fears, and doubts, and help you mine out from your heart, from your mind, from your experience, and your failure, because money is in all of that. What is the one? How many of you are willing to let me help you find the one? If you could find $1,000 worth of value in you, wouldn't you want to find it? If it's in you, wouldn't you want to know? Wouldn't you want to know? How many want to know? Type 1,000 in here if you want to know how to access that 1,000. And I'm dead serious. I have people paying me all kind of levels of money for knowledge that I have. And I am no better than nobody on this call. I'm really not. Iris, yes. Keandra, yes. Valencia, yes. Tanya, yes. Sue, yes. Iris, yes, yes, yes. Shirley, is that Shirley J? Barb, Will, Tabitha, for sure. For sure. Case study 3. This is my favorite case study. This is Londi Jones. And the reason why this is my favorite case study is because, and I'm going to read all of this, but this lady at the time was in her, I think she might have been, it says right here, I'm 63, okay, and raising a grandchild. And she got onto my first, when I started teaching this years ago, she got on this and she started listening to me. And she realized that she had knowledge about grants and scholarships that had been in her from her career path. She had been in that industry for years and had retired and had told me that she was struggling to take care of her grandchild. And she decided to start basically printing money with the knowledge that she had about grants and scholarships. Now, how many people every single year are graduating from something, needing to go to the next level, needing a grant or scholarship to avoid loans? That was her walk around knowledge. That was the career she was in. But let me also tell you the other thing she told me that I thought was as crazy as my guaranteed winner raffle story. She also, when she wrote down, when she started cataloging, as I said, and cataloging her knowledge, the other thing that she wrote down was her ability to teach people how to have family tradition during the holidays. Okay. Now, she told me that she started putting it out there that she could help people put together family tradition during the holidays, and people started flying her around the country paying her to do it, because we live in a time where that's just not the way it is. When she was younger, that family tradition was a normal thing. Neighborhoods that she grew up in, that was normal. But because of the America that we live in now, that's not necessarily the case. People don't really do it that way. But she put it out there, and there was people willing to pay her to come teach them in their home how to have family tradition. Ladies and gentlemen, that gives me chills, because without me showing her this strategy, that would have never ever been considered possible to make money with. Golly. Lady in retirement age. Okay. Look at that. Time to have a freshman in college. Exactly. So anyway, and this is another one that she sent me. If I skim through it, she just continued just basically saying the same thing. Okay. So anyway, let's just say blah blah blah. All right. So secret number 4. That was number 3. We got 2 more to go. Is bottle it. Bottle it. All right. Now, I wanted to share with you guys real quick the story of Coca-Cola, because I thought it was amazing. All right. And the reason is because most people don't know the history of Coke. They don't know that Coca-Cola began as a fountain drink in a pharmacy. All right. A long time ago. All right. Now, just to kind of run through this, in 86, a pharmacist, he basically came up with this soft drink idea. It was a syrup, it was in a neighborhood pharmacy. Then became the #1 selling sparkling beverage in this area. Okay, but it was still just being sold out of a fountain. Okay, so then some guys came along and they started talking about distribution and bottling it. All right, and then some entrepreneurs came along and they decided that they were going to go nationwide with this. Okay, they purchased the bottling rights from Asa Candler. Okay, that's the guy that started Coke for $1. I mean, that's not a come up. All right. Benjamin Thomas, Joseph Whitehead, and John Lupton developed what became the Coca-Cola worldwide bottling system. The first servings of Coke were sold for 5 cents. Okay. During the first year, sales averaged a modest 9 servings a day. But today, daily servings of Coke are 1.9 billion. Why do you think I'm talking about bottling it? Because you have a virtual bottle called the internet, called your website, called your podcast, called whatever. You can bottle it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And then just to anchor this with some word, because this is really what birthed this for me, is the widow's oil story in 2 Kings 4, verses 1 through 7. And if you don't know the story, it's a story of a lady who basically was down to her last. Her husband had died, left her in debt, and there was going to be some really ill stuff happen to this lady because of the debt. She cried out to Elisha and said, I got nothing in my house. What do I do? And he said, well, you got to have something. And she's like, well, all I got is a little bottle of oil. And he said, here's what you do. He said, go borrow some pots, pour that oil in the pots, and then go sell the oil. If you look down the red type there, it says, go sell the oil and make good on your debts, live, both you and your sons, on what's left. And that's exactly what she did. And the reason I use this analogy, or I like the widow's oil story, is because she at the entire time that she was in trouble, she had the oil, but she had no awareness of its value. She didn't know that she could do what Elisha told her to do. And everybody listening to me, that's your problem. You got oil that you haven't poured out or didn't know that you could pour out to be paid. And that's why I'm doing this webinar. So once you uncover your brain brilliance, you can bottle it and you can sell it. I still get sales on stuff that I did years ago from Walk Around Knowledge. Years ago. Just money just shows up. It's your time to do the same thing. Somebody said something. Let me see what we got here. Okay, Keandra said, just taught this today. Confirmation. Excellent. And then secret number 5 is to find your Elisha. is to get a mentor. A lot of you really need somebody to stand in your blind spot, not only to help you unveil what it is that you can print money with, but to just deal with the doubts, the fears, the limiting belief, the imposter syndrome, all the stuff that you're dealing with. So what are your money blind spots? You don't know, because if you did, they wouldn't be blind spots. The room you're sitting in right now, whatever direction you're looking in, to your sides and back of you is your blind spot. So you have financial blind spots, and you have blind spots in your money. And I'm asking you, what is your oil? Will you let me or someone like me help you? This is my next favorite case study. This is my buddy Andre Gaskin. Now, when he and I met, he was homeless, and we sat in the Leroy Selmer's restaurant, and I didn't know he was homeless. And he started talking about his child support debt, and he was about to go to jail if he didn't come up with the money. And I had a 2-hour conversation with him, and we dug into what I'm talking about on this call. We dug into his knowledge. We figured out some things that he could do, and he was willing to do the work. And he told me, and he sent me this message, that he was able to actually go to court, okay, with the money that he had made. He had made $1,500 in one day, okay, with some chiropractic office that he could offer some value to. That was the choice that he made based upon us figuring out what he had in him to do that. But he was only able to do that because he had me to help him, okay? All right, so today I promised a step-by-step strategy to identify what's in your head that can be turned into money fast. How to cash in on your brain brilliance easily, quickly, and consistently. How to plug the holes in your money and avoid the pain associated with not having enough once and for all. And how to feel the power and freedom that comes with knowing that you have total control over your money. I also promise that now you can how to teach you to wake up excited about that knowledge that'll help others, revive your dreams, and create an income source that's already in you. Somebody needs what you have, ladies and gentlemen, and they need a lot of it. Real talk. So here's what you need to win as we close. Number one, remember, what and why is for free, but how has to have a fee. It's okay to ask them to pay, and if they don't want to pay, it's okay if they walk away. Number two is your money zone. Remember the mountain of value? You got to know what your money zone is. You got to use a proven system like the print money formula. You got to actually learn how to bottle it if you don't already know. In other words, you got to be able to have a distribution plan, a digital distribution plan, in my opinion. Some of you can actually do this really well through coaching and consulting. And if that resonates with you, I can definitely help you with that. And then finally, mentorship. That's the fastest path, ladies and gentlemen. So these are the 5 shifts alone that can prepare you to the finish line. So now you have a choice, okay? Option number 1 is to get off my webinar right now. And go do it, go figure it out yourself, right? Some of you do-it-yourselfers, this is where you do it yourself, right? But I want to warn you though, if you take that approach, you'll probably get there, but it won't be without a lot of trial and error, which means that you wasted something that you don't need to be wasting, time and money in particular, okay? It may take you longer than by Christmas to figure it all out because there's intrinsic parts of it that you may not be thinking about that you haven't thought through because you don't know to think them through. The other thing is who's going to answer your questions. This is why I'm not selling anything, because too many of you have bought products and courses and trainings that are just collecting dust. And you need questions, you need answers to questions, you need solutions to problems, you need accountability, right? But even if you bought something or not, when you have a hang up or a challenge, what do? You can't ask yourself, all right? You don't have anybody to hold your hand. And the truth is, if you get frustrated, you're going to quit. You know how I know? Because you've done it before. How many know I'm telling the truth? Am I telling the truth? Okay. Valencia says, was that so many things already popping in my mind? Cool. Just, okay. Yeah, that's excellent. That's option 1. Option 2 is to save yourself time, energy, and money. Okay. And I want you to look at those letters that I have in green. They spell system. Save yourself time, energy, and money. Get a proven system. Eliminate the waste of time and money. Who has it? I mean, I don't have it to waste. Do you? Get professional help, gain access to mentorship, stay motivated, and get to the money faster, all right? So do the smart thing and choose option 2. Now, I'm gonna show you how you can do that in a moment, but if it makes sense, this is me appealing to your common sense. If it makes sense not to fly a plane without proper training, a map, and a co-pilot, that makes sense, then it should also make sense not to try to do this, what we talked about, especially by Christmas, without training, a plan, and expert help. That's going to resonate with a couple of you. But some of you are going to have a hard head like I used to have, and going to go and choose option one. And I'm okay with that. Actually, as I said, I'm not even going to front. You can actually get it done. It may take you longer. It may not happen by Christmas. You may not make 10 grand. But the fact is, you can actually do it. But I'm just suggesting that you do the smart approach and eliminate a lot of the waste. But I did it, made a big mistake, had to learn the hard way. That's just how I am. My mother used to tell me, you got a hard head. A hard head makes a soft. You finish the blank, right? And I was trying to, the shortcut, pride got in the way, and I thought I was saving time and money, but I was wasting time and money. And it just took me longer. It was more painful. So I learned the hard way that I had to go and find a true system. And the shortcut, the real shortcut, everybody, as I wrap up, is proper training, quality mentorship, hard work. That's the shortcut, okay? So doing the smart thing is by letting me help you, all right? So again, I mentioned I'm not selling anything. This is, as I said, if it resonates with you and you want to now find that $1,000 in you, I'm here to help you find that $1,000 in you. It could be $500. It could be $200. Actually, it could be 5,000 or 10,000. I can go the other way with it. But if you have $1,000 worth of value in you right now and it's stuck in you, like the widow's oil story, like you have it, but you don't know its value, man, that's hurting you right now. So I'll work with you. I'll help you figure it out. You can lean on my expertise and you can be my next success story. Okay. So if the idea of turning what you know into cash flow to the tune of 10 grand by Christmas seriously interests you, and you value the wisdom of getting help to save time and money, let's you and me schedule a time to talk. Now, a couple of you are going to talk to me tonight because I'm going to make it possible for you to do that, and I think you should, and you'll see in a moment. So here's how I can help. My team and I have set up a private 2-day group training. It's a class to help you apply this, okay, these secrets, this whole entire print money formula, and help you get to that $10,000 by Christmas. Now, this is by invitation only. All right, it's by invitation only. So what you want to do is you want to book a call. Now, those of you that sent me the text message, then I'm going to send you the bonus to that are still here. That can be the number that we can use tonight to talk. All right, I'm going to talk to at least 3 of you tonight before we get off of here. But I'll tell you what's going to come out of that. So when we talk, I'm going to take 15 minutes. Okay, no more, no less than 15 minutes to deal with whatever you might be fearing right now, whatever doubts you might be facing. You got some key questions that need answers. And then I'm going to determine your seriousness to invite you into this particular group training. Okay. So this is good for somebody who's tired of giving away information to people that you should be getting paid for. That's who this is for. This is for, this for you. And you must be ready to transition from being everybody's free expert into being the paid expert. I use the word expert loosely here. You must be ready to get help with overcoming your self-doubts about being just a nobody or all that junk we tell ourselves that no one is going to want to pay. So I'm doing this because some people just need to be reassured that they're not crazy. I like helping people and lending support. Maybe you want expert feedback on your knowledge and what it's really worth, and I can help you. And you want to explore how we can actually help you, or how I can be your life share. I can be in that spot to help you kind of unveil the value. Okay, and we can discuss that and see if it's a good fit. If it's not, it's all good. Now, during the 2-day coaching class, here's what we're going to do. We're going to work with you on your mind map money zone checklist. This is the first thing I talked about in the print money formula. This you cataloging everything. I'm going to work with you on that. And then from that, together, we're going to pick the one that's the most profitable and most likely the one that can get you to $1,000 per person the fastest. That's my personal goal for you. I'm not setting that in stone. I'm just saying that $1,000 is not that hard. It really isn't. And 10 people is not that many. I'm going to help you refine who those 10 people are in this example. Help you create an evergreen presentation. Now, what that means is there's going to have to be an explanation process to invite your target market to sit in front of for you to be able to cherry pick those who truly are serious. And then, as I said, help you build that product. Now, the range I like to play in is anywhere from $500 to $2,000 as your offer. $1,000 is that sweet spot. And then personally mentor you to make the $10,000 by Christmas. Now, I'm going to take 12 students in order to do that, okay? So now that being said, the number that you all text earlier, if you would like to talk to me at all, okay, go ahead and type in, what was the word? Go ahead and type in the word, go type in PMF, all right? 813-815 1909. Type in PMF if you want to talk to me, and let's get serious about you getting into that group coaching as well as me helping you get to that 10K. All right, I want to jump in and help you. But I know Terrence and I are going to talk. He and I already coordinated before I got on. So Terrence and I are going to jump on after this. And there's a couple of more people who I am going to talk to tonight. Some of you might be on the West Coast in particular. That's cool. Some of you are on the East Coast, have to get to bed or whatever. All right, so type in PMF, and I'm going to talk to you tonight. And then those of you that can't talk to me tonight, it's okay. Go ahead and type in PMF to 813-815-1909, and I'm going to reach out to you, and we're going to have a 15-minute conversation. I'm going to help you figure this out. And then if it makes sense, you're going to jump into this group coaching that I'm going to do, and together we're going to help you get to the 10 grand by Christmas. Now, I'm going to be doing this class. The group coaching class is going to actually be on 2 different dates, and they're going to both be on Sunday because for most people, a Sunday late evening is pretty okay. So just so you know, we're going to actually do this. And by the way, I got to do this quick because Christmas is coming up on us, and a full month of working on this is going to be key. So we got to get this done quickly. All right. So the first date is going to be on the 3rd, and the second date is going to be on the 10th. Okay. All right, cool. Somebody's texting me. Okay, got you. Got you, whoever has to work tonight. That's okay. All right, so the 3rd and the 10th is when we're going to actually have the class. So go ahead and type in PMF. And if you didn't text in your name, that'll be good. Type that in with your name as well, and I'll get with you. All right. So thank you all so much for jumping on to tonight's training. Just real quick, as we wrap up, book an appointment with me if you really committed to, and this is not just about Christmas. Obviously this is bigger than Christmas, but Christmas is right around the corner, and who wants to have a sucky Christmas? So I'm gonna help you not have a sucky Christmas, and 10 grand is a great way not to have a sucky Christmas for most of you. All right, but anyway, if you're serious about working hard, you're not a whiner, you genuinely want the help, you believe that you're worth it, and you all are, but you got to believe it, and you're willing to put some skin in the game, put some effort and time into this, let's make it happen. All right. Let's see here. It'll be Sunday late evening. It'll probably be around 7 o'clock, Tanya. Most people between 6 and 8 are good on Sundays. So I'll have that locked up. But once we all talk, those of you that want to really do this, I'll have a better time for you. The number again is 813-815-1909. Okay. We got a short window of time here. So I need all of you that are serious to go ahead and type PMF at the number. And and if you can talk to me tonight, let me know. Otherwise, I will get with you starting tomorrow night because we need to go ahead and get this locked in. Okay. So with that being said, if I deliver some value to you guys, do me a favor, shout me out, let everybody know, that you got value tonight. Before we leave, though, I'd love to know from each of you just a sentence of what was your takeaway? How did this bless you? How did this change you? How did this inspire you? How did this make you mad? What did it do for you that now having come here, you're better for having attended this last hour of training? Type in a sentence for me real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. I'd love to hear from you. And I'm still getting text messages from all of you, so let me see who's here. Sue says, this gave me hope. I can do something with what I've learned. Good. That's good. Let's see here. Laron, that I have value that I give away for free. All right, good stuff. Let's see here. Who else wants to comment before we wrap up? I really want it to be done by 10, but we're just a little bit over. Okay, Willie says, no more freebies. I hear you, man. No more freebies. Absolutely. Tiny says, I know. And caps, I have an income source, more than one. Good. Pablo, tons of value. Just open up a ton of new ideas. Excellent. Iris, to be able to change my free into paid info. Absolutely. Absolutely. Some of you have been geniuses for a long time that I've publicly seen is what I mean. And it's time for you guys to capitalize on that financially. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm grateful for you. So let's listen. Do yourself a favor. Do something with this information. Even if you don't want to talk to me personally, do something with this information. Figure it out, okay? And I look forward to working with those of you who want to work with me. And I'll reach out to you tonight. If you can talk to me tonight, great. If you can't, that's okay too. And if you're catching this on replay, go ahead and still type in PMF to 813-815-1909, and let's get together. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, go forth in victory. This training is a wrap. Have a blessed night.